On the most recent episode of the Adam and Wack Show, Wack 100 warns Adam that it's not going to be peaches and cream and all good when he sees 4 Extra.
So have you and 4 Extras begin to, have you had a conversation with him about, well, we know why he mad, but is he like this?
We spoke Friday.
He done with no jumper?
Friday we spoke for like 3 minutes. Then Monday I tried to call him.
He was trying to mollywop you. I laughed at that.
Not specifically. But when I was listening to his tone on the phone, I was like, because I'm just not used to like the people that I have on my podcast.
Wait, 4 Extra want to fight Adam? What?
He told me to meet him at the studio. I'm not used to like anybody trying to be on some scary, some tough shit with me. Like, I just don't. I don't normally have to deal with it. So
I'm just, I was a little taken aback. And a new bedroll, come over to the laundry room.
Hey man, they got it for you. You don't need to go to the 6,000 floor.
Hey yo, when you said that,
what?
When you, I swear to God, because you were talking, you were like, yeah, I talked to 4 Extras. You was into your white boy shit. Right? Okay. Talking to 4 Extras, he was like, yeah, just come up to the studio. We're gonna talk about it. Come up here right now. I'm telling myself, he finna beat your ass. You finna be the one he claimed he whooped your ass.
Warn you, Adam. He didn't even warn you, huh? Did he tell you that 4 Extras was gonna beat your ass? Even tell you that?
We're talking about 4 Extras.
Come up to the studio. Look, he telling Adam, you have my ops up there, and you asking them, you asking my ops, cause how they feel about the firecracker in my head. But listen, Adam, come up to the studio right now. Come up here right now. I'm telling myself.
I don't wonder how that nigga blew his hand. I was like, what the fuck? Was it a defect or some shit? Like, what the fuck happened? What the nigga like on some drunk shit? What the fuck the nigga was doing? Nigga was on some dumb shit where you just holding that motherfucker and just, I don't know. I just want to know what the fuck happened.
Adam don't even realize what's going on. You about to be the demonstration of the left hand.
See, but that left hand might not be as strong as that.
I don't know what it was. Right? He was so damn trying out on your ass.
You grab that nigga hand, he gonna fall. You grab his injured hand, he gonna fall to the ground.
I don't know if 4 Extra was really trying to put it down.
I don't think he was like, hey. I think he was probably gonna talk to me in a strongly worded way.
No, you think what I think he was gonna do? He had some duct tape. He was gonna sit you down.
Put me in the trunk?
No, he had something better for your ass. He was gonna sit you down. He was gonna make you open up that hand. He was gonna make you offer you couldn't refuse.
Put on that King Pill nail polish.
An M80 in that hand and duct tape your goddamn hand with the stem out, and they was gonna light it. And then y'all could pod together.
Explode my hand. Boom! You're a piece of shit.
How you try to throw the lighter? What did he say? Try to throw the firecracker through the lighter?
Who said, hey,
bro, I heard that. I heard that. I heard that. Hey, look, I've done that before.
That can happen.
I don't want to be seen as making...
No, I remember what that nigga just said. He said he lit the firecracker, threw the lighter, and ran with the damn firecracker. Boy, you dumb as hell if you did that. I ain't even gonna lie.
Fight of our friend losing his hand.
Whatever Wack told Adam, I think that was the first time it really resonated with Adam. Like, oh, damn. What we be doing up here regarding 4 Extra may not be so cool. Because that's the first time I've heard Adam say, I don't want to be seen making light of what my friend went through. In regards to 4 Extra, when Young Hawk began to talk about firecrackers and lighters and certain things, Adam got the memo. Whatever Wack said in the beginning of this podcast regarding, he wanting to whoop you, however Wack portrayed it, it stuck with Adam because Adam was laughing with the jokes and then immediately caught himself and said, hey, I don't want it to be seen like I am making light of my friend losing his hand, right? So Adam got the memo, man, all right? 4 Extra ain't playing around with no jokes, bro. That's why y'all haven't seen Flacco make any jokes. I'm not making no jokes, bro. I got no jokes to make. I'm not a comedian. Now, as the conversation progressed, though, they began to get into contract negotiations with 4 Extra. And Wack 100 begins to explain to Adam why the structure in which they were paying 4 Extra makes it almost impossible to go back to having a working relationship with 4 Extra.
Okay, but how do you think that the quest to get paid $50,000 for an interview is going?
No, that's not gonna happen. I mean, we understand.
Story out there.
See, that comes from the homies talking.
That's why the story not out.
This is what they're saying.
You know,
bro, you can start your own thing, and then we can do it for. They looking for position for themselves. They wasn't being real homies to him because his build and his growth is here, and he's not all the way rooted to it. The reason why 4 Extras was going so tough, because he got out, he was doing it for a month, he went to jail. Okay, he's calling. All right, now we're gonna hear about the fades when he got out. He got out for 10 days, we waiting to hear about the fades, he go back to jail.
We never really got to see what him being free for a couple months in a row would be like.
2 months he goes to jail, he gets back out, people calling him out, he didn't take a few of the fades for whatever reason, and then now this happens. So now, it ain't like he had a run. How long does
Should've took the fade.
that
That's karma.
happen?
You
Even
was
with
whooping too
C-Mac,
much. You should've
even
took
with
the fade.
Crip Mac, right? You knew, okay, people was kind of getting over, you know, your words and your antics. So now you moved him into, you did some other little like show with him, right?
We tried it.
Yeah, you kept moving him around to different things because when you're not a guy that's versatile enough to just talk about everything and all kind of things and outside, people, it works and it lasts for so long.
You gotta keep
His
selling
was,
it.
he was in and out of jail, month, 2 months, back. So it never caught up with him where people was like, all right, I'm over it. We're waiting to see the fight that now we'll never see.
All right, but here's the question is, do you think that 4 Extra has already realized that the best situation for him financially is No Jumper, and that he just hasn't reached out because on a pride level,
Well, I hope he
doesn't feel right about going back.
I hope he realized that how he handled it and what he did is going to change things, because I'm going to be real. Without saying too much, like, bro, this is why you can't overdo with people when you're showing genuine love. What you was doing for him, nobody else is doing for nobody, bro. And him going in and out of jail, and you still holding his seat, right, was a gesture of respect and comradeship, right?
I'm not gonna lie, when I told Wack how much I was paying 4 Extra,
Yeah, I tripped. I'm like, damn.
he was like, what? He's like, that's too much.
It's no secret. I think 4 Extra has said it publicly how much he was getting paid. I think his friends have said it publicly. So it's no secret. I think 4 Extra was getting paid around $10K a month on No Jumper, about $140,000 a year. But the original contract was for 3 months. It was like, hey, right now your buzz is up here. You're new to the channel. You're getting a lot of views initially. So here's a 3-month contract. 4 Extra interpreted that as it's a year contract. So what Wack is now telling Adam is, well, when you start somebody up here, and that F's you over in the long run, because when eventually the numbers sort of come back down and kind of settles out, because 4 Extra is fresh out of jail, the numbers is going to be 400,000 views per interview. But once he does enough interviews on the channel, the numbers is going to settle into like 150, 200. So once the number settles in, you can't just give somebody $10K a month for 3 months and then come back and say, hey, the numbers done settle down, let's lower it. No, if the starting point is 10K, it has to go up. So Wack is explaining that to Adam like, bruh, like that right there kind of makes it impossible for him to now come back. Because
Yeah, if he getting 10K every time, he ain't really never there for real. I don't really stick his neck out for that nigga for real.
Because if you're now saying, hey, listen, man, like yo, 10K a month is no longer viable, we have to reduce it. He's like, well, I'm at my most famous right now, so I want more. And, you know, you can negotiate down. And if you're not willing to negotiate up because you kind of overpaid the first time, it kind of makes it impossible for him to come back, because, like, they're no longer going to agree on anything. Because 10K should have been the amount that he's making right now at his peak. But when you give him 10K initially, you kind of now got to double or do 20 or 30. And if you're not willing to do that, it's probably never going to happen, right? He's probably not going to come back to No Jumper.
The sign of ungrateful.
I was like, bro, I'm like, you did what? But I told you, I said, when you do shit like that, bro, when you do shit like that, it'll come back and bite you. Because he was giving him a bag. I'm like, you did what?
But I don't necessarily.
But I didn't too much trip when I thought about it. He fresh out. I gave the little nigga some money. Right? He fresh out. He doing his thing. And, you know, that's why when he would ask me certain things, I would scratch my head.
But you want, all right, the other part that was weird about it is that when I decided like, yo, let's go exclusive. Let's do content. You're a part of the team. We're going to pay you X amount of dollars. I said, I'll give you this amount for the next 3 months. He took that and started going around telling people how much he was getting paid per year. And in that moment, and I knew that because you were like, hey, guess what I heard? I heard exactly how much first you're getting paid. Sarah, what I realized in that moment was, the moment where I have to tell him that amount is now lower is probably not going to be something that goes smoothly because he's over here just assuming that that's the number
I didn't know how you was going to keep doing it.
Often not like that.
I just thought you would. I said, shit. If that's what you doing, I said, bro. But see, that's where you was going to run into a problem at. I'm talking business with you. You start a dude off here and he's showing up and then you tell him, all right, this what it is. And it's, let's say, half or a little under that, because that's the reality of it, right? When the business, what I'm making, what I'm paying you, what they call, he don't see what I see. He doesn't see, bro. He don't see the camera. He don't see that, right?
Because somebody like
Vlad, be a problem.
See, that's how Vlad insulates himself from that, is that every single person that he has a relationship with, whether it's a Boosie or it's a Michael J. White or whatever, it's like, yo, I'm going to give you this amount for an interview. Whatever else you want to do, you want to go do 500 other interviews, go ahead. I'm paying you for this interview. That's it. And then if we want to do another interview, then we can discuss. And so a lot of the people that he has on the platform might get 10 grand to start. And then as time goes by, maybe that number is $2,000. Maybe
Didn't
it's $3,000.
Boosie say like 50 or 100? He says
Boosie a liar. Boosie exaggerated the way he's getting paid. It was probably came up for him.
That shit. How you start so high and drop it so low?
But that's why I told him he messed up out with 4 extras.
No, but that's how it goes. Because think about it. If you come on the show and you're talking about, well, I beat 5 bodies and I grew up in this neighborhood, I had shootouts, I did this, all these crazy stories, and then you do 6 interviews, and by the time you get to the 6th interview, it's like, so Kendrick and Drake, huh? And it's like now
that reminds me of this one person I killed.
I mean, some people can't get views consistently like that, you know?
He thought it was hate, and I said, no, listen, bro, I understand the mentality. I got homies like him.
Right.
I understand his mentality. It took you a while to understand his mentality. You can't tell nobody.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
Whoop. And then after 90 days, when you're looking at the numbers, you say,
a nigga like that, that's a nigga like that gonna feel played
you got
for sure.
Fucked up. Look, let me show you the numbers. I don't want to see no numbers.
Mike is 100% correct, man. Yo, I remember watching the first episode. I think it was called like the 4 Extra and Adam podcast, but then eventually the show kind of just got turned into like an interview series with 4 Extra. But I remember watching that first episode, and the first thing I thought was, yeah, this won't end well, because they were talking about being brothers. They were talking about being family, being locked in. I'm like, hold on. It's cool to be friends with your employer. It's cool to be brothers or family, but at the end of the day, Adam is the employer. 4 Extra, myself, we are the employee. So that family stuff is cool. It's great.
Business and shit to run
but at the end of the day, the expectation of employer and employee still has to be there, because when things like, yo, we got to deduct your pay come about, what we family? What do you mean business? We family.
Nigga gonna be mad as hell. He said that nigga, as soon as you go in there and say you gonna deduct that nigga pay, boy, he gonna be ready to fight. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? But like Wax said, that nigga done fucked up. He shouldn't have never started that nigga out with 10K. You gonna start that nigga out with 10K, then knock that nigga down to 7. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Anybody gonna do that?
So for me, it's like, yo, I've always done a great job, I think, in my head of separating Adam the friend and No Jumper. Adam is my friend. He's my homie. But that's outside of No Jumper. Anything in regards to No Jumper, any business decisions, anything in regards to No Jumper, I treat No Jumper as the entity. So if Josh or Adam or somebody, that's the entity. So whatever decisions took place at No Jumper that, let's say, I may not like, that's No Jumper, the entity. Adam is still the homie outside of No Jumper. But some people some people don't separate the two. All right. If Adam the boss has to fire you, you look at it as Adam the homie just fired you. So when I seen the first interaction, I thought, hold on. This is a little too personal for an employee and employer. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? Do y'all believe that starting off somebody super high and having to negotiate down is a dumb decision? Or do you guys feel like, yo, he looked out and he shouldn't be penalized for looking out initially? Let me know. And if you're still watching, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here on my screen here to find out how these podcasts.
Well, that's it, y'all, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out this bitch. Gang.